All right, Scoop, are you set as well?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, welcome to Football After Hours on this Monday night to end Week 18. Joined by Scoop, Brandon, and myself as always, Robert. Good to have you all on. How are you boys doing tonight?
Good. I love how Scoop's giving a thumbs up, giving the white suburban dad thumbs up.
The thumbs up.
Yeah.
Um,
I you- what a weekend of NFL football that was. We started with the famous Sam Darnold special where you went from one throw saying "What the f was that" to another throw saying "What the f was that," and it was two completely different tones. And then you
and then,
closed it out with that. Uh, I will say uh, putting on display the age of Philip Rivers.
yeah, and like overall, I think the thing like Philip Rivers, like the thing is like the Niners really didn't come to him that quickly the whole night because that Philip was just like, all right, let me pop this and throw as much as I can, and obviously it kind of wore his arm out. But I think really the story here, Scoop, is just that Niners offense was unstoppable. Like nobody could beat the Niners today, even if they tried.
Yeah, I again I was one of the last people to kind of acknowledge this on the show, where we just kind of felt like and you guys were definitely ahead of me on this, like the Colts defense was kind of punching above its weight and was not good and was going to have some regression to it. So I think that's probably a part of what we were seeing here. I do acknowledge that I don't remember if it remained true to the end of the game, but I do know that at one point you guys pulled up the stat, and the Niners hadn't punted since the game against Cleveland.
Yeah,
And
19 straight drives, and then 2 minutes after they show the graphic, Purdy throws an interception. But hey, the
Yeah.
graphic's the graphic.
yeah, so you had that again. I do want to add the caveat: one of those weeks they had a bye week, and
Yeah, exactly. So
and
yeah,
and another one they played the Titans. So
right.
and so respect to the fact. Obviously, the graphic was true, but again, they've played two games since then until today, and one of them was against quite literally probably the worst offense in the AFC aside from Cleveland.
Yeah, pretty much. Um,
So I don't disagree with the fact that that San Francisco looked somewhat unstoppable offensively, and I don't disagree with the fact that obviously that this was looked like a pretty one sided affair. Although I will say, let's contextualize it a little bit on both sides because I don't want us to also run away thinking, oh, San Francisco is now, all the way back, and so I think that there's something to be taken away from both sides of the game on this.
yeah, and Brandon, I think you would agree that like it doesn't the last few weeks for San Francisco, as Scoop just outlined, like it's not like yeah. I mean, we've talked about the Colts secondary. It's not as special as the statistics would seem. And I think that's kind of our major takeaway here. It's like it's just not realistic the rest of the way, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like with this game tonight, like it's another game where I didn't learn anything about either team. I knew what they were coming into it, and I didn't learn anything coming out of it. Um, we said for pretty much the
I
second
feel like
half.
we're going to have a lot of that, though. But it's week 16 for crying out loud. I feel like when we're wrapping up week 16, I feel like I don't know that you're going to massively learn a ton in the final, two games.
I
Yeah,
will I will say this, Scoop. I think what's kind of fascinating is because of all the parity that we talk about every week, and we're in week 16. We're hitting the Christmas here on Thursday with those three games that are honestly pretty horrible, but whatever. Um, like we're at a place now where a lot of these games we're either not going to learn anything or we're just not going to care because the bunch of the teams haven't or are completely eliminated by that point. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just it. Like if the Browns played the Raiders, I may learn a couple things, but it's not. I'm not going to give a damn.
Yeah, like we're not going to talk about it on the show. It's not the only game we're actually going to talk about with bad teams next week is the Toilet Bowl, because it's the number 1 pick bowl, and we kind of care about that just for that. But and that was my thought, like through the 10 o'clock games, and we said this yesterday, through the early window, I should say, the 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific games. For most of those games, we're just like, yeah, we don't really care. We really don't. Like, it was just whatever. And that's kind of the intention at this point in the year anyway. But I mean, Brandon, do you have any more to add to that? Because I do think it's important, like, just to say this, for the next couple of weeks, we really aren't going to learn much.
Yeah, and I'm saying that in the context of, I don't care what the Niners do. I don't think they're good enough to win a Super Bowl. Like other teams are still in it. Obviously, like the ones we talked about yesterday, the ones that we still believe can win it. I don't think the Niners can. That defense is atrocious. I think it's the worst of all the playoff defenses left, especially with the ones with double-digit wins. It's literally the worst defense left standing. I
will also make the claim that I think it is the youngest defense left because of all the injuries, so that also hurts. Scoop, go ahead.
They're 22nd right now, right? Like they're 22nd. The only playoff teams behind them in total defense right now, like they're actually in the playoffs, is the Steelers. And actually that's it. It's just the Steelers.
Yeah. So yeah. All right, Scoop, go ahead there. Were you going to say something about what you talked about in the power rankings or something with the Niners?
Thank you. Yes. No, I was just going to say, like, on that defense, I said I liked maybe 2, maybe 3 players, and it was Fred Warner, Bryce Huff, and I can't remember the third guy.
And Warner's out for the year, so
yeah. So like, my point was just kind of emphasized there, where I don't suddenly think something great of a defense that performed the way that they did today against a quarterback who, until a week or two ago, hadn't thrown a football in 5 years. I mean, congratulations on being able to defeat a Sphinx. Like I don't know what you want me to tell you.
And so moving to the Colts side, I mean, we just talked about how bad their secondary is. So the Colts have a 5% chance to make the playoffs. It's pretty much over. I know it's only 2 weeks, and it's kind of unfair to ask this question because it was only 2 weeks, but I'm going to ask it anyway. The Phillip Rivers Colts experience was what? With the second era, this era of the Phillip Rivers Colts experience was what? How is it going to be remembered in when he goes into the Hall of Fame? Like, how is it going to be remembered?
I guess
in 6 years' time.
What's that term we always use? Frisky.
When the hell have we used that term in this context,
Rob?
No,
I say frisky in this context a lot.
When we say like a team's feeling frisky, like they're not good, but they're pleasantly surprising. Like
Atlanta.
That was exactly what I was going to say when you said it that way. I was going to say
the thing is, like, with Phillip Rivers, to come back after 5 years being away, to look like you ate the younger version of yourself. But to still play well enough to almost win against the Seahawks, which is no big feat. Listen, you only lost by 2, and that's really because
he had a 97 passer rating today.
Yeah,
I will also sorry to interrupt, Brandon. I will also say that this game actually made me madder about the Seahawks, even though what happened on Thursday.
Yeah, I can see that, but I think tonight. And tonight, like I mean, the Colts kind of know their season's over, but I feel the worst for Phillip Rivers because tonight is probably the most that's the most you're gonna get out of Phillip Rivers at this point. And they put up 27 points, or what? I think they scored another maybe like 3 after that, whatever it was.
Not important points, but yeah.
Yeah, but you scored 27 points when it mattered, or yeah. So like 27 points with Phillip Rivers. If you just played any kind of defense, especially with how injured the Niners are, you win this game.
Yeah.
So Philip Rivers has nothing has nothing to hang his head on.
No.
I mean the fumbles were tough tonight, but I mean the guy still threw for what was it, like 250 yards and 2 TDs? Like that's
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
I mean,
So
the Colts looked like they were playing with the defense that we've all thought the 49ers had.
and this whole thing, even with the Colts having massive injuries and having to kind of fix their roster with the way they did at the trade deadline and whatnot, this just proves the one thing I said all year, which I said it since week 3. All the Colts were all year was Jonathan Taylor. Once you stop,
He got stuffed today too.
and he got stuffed. Like, if Jonathan Taylor can't get going, the Colts can't win no matter how good or bad their quarterback play is. They can't win.
I will say, as much as certain people were cynical or not particularly high on Daniel Jones, I do think it's not entirely fair to compare what Daniel Jones was doing in the start of the season to a quarterback that hadn't played in 5 years. I think that's a little bit of a
No, it's a stretch. I will say for the Colts this offseason, they need to do whatever they can to sign Daniel Jones back.
Yeah.
Like they have to.
That's the only thing I will say. I'm not trying to compare both of them, but I'm saying that they were winning, like both with Philip Rivers and with Daniel Jones. You're like you're playing with them. You weren't winning because of them. Like
even with you saying that, I still think the Colts should re-sign Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they have to. They have there's no choice. Like you're not going to be high enough in the draft order unless you trade up somehow to draft a quarterback. And I don't think there's many good ones coming out this year anyway.
Not only are there not many good ones, but I would argue if a team needs a quarterback that badly enough, what the hell are they going to trade down to give him up for?
Exactly. Yeah. So the Colts kind of are handcuffed. You basically have to bring Daniel Jones back. So because the two top quarterback prospects in this draft are if Dante Moore comes out, Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza.
I don't think either of them are that special. Yeah, I really don't.
I don't think so either. And
I would have taken until we found out he was going back to college. I would have, and I'm sure I'm going to get called biased for this. I would have taken Ty Simpson over either one of them.
Oh, and that's not great. But I hear what you're saying. I get what you're saying. All right, Scoop. Let's finish this off. The Philip Rivers experience the second time around with the Colts was what?
Worthwhile, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that would he have been my first choice as to somebody to call up off the street? Maybe not. I may have called Tannehill first.
Yeah.
I may have called Derek Carr first. I know the issues that he's had. I may have evaluated it with some of these guys first. But who knows? Maybe they did, and we just didn't find out about it because it didn't happen.
We heard rumblings that they did, but nothing was confirmed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was the next thing I was going to ask is, did we ever hear if they did try and get Andrew Luck back?
They called him. They did call him.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he laughed in their face and said no.
No.
Yeah.
Which he shouldn't. Yeah.
No, I agree. It was another name that came to my mind as I was going through that. But I think that they did the best that they could with the situation that they were in. Yeah. I mean, what a scathing indictment on your Anthony Richardson situation that you ended up.
Oh my God. Well. Also keep in mind he has his orbital bone thing, so he couldn't have played anyway.
Well, I mean, has that been this whole time that he's been out? Or the whole time that Jones has been out has also he been with that orbital bone thing?
So that's part of it is he would have played, but the orbital bone thing was awful.
Okay, my bad.
And you know how that happened, right?
The band.
I know it was something stupid. I just can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah,
he was in
pregame warm-ups and he got smacked in the eye with a workout band and broke his orbital bone.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I would have happened. I'm not going to lie. So I can't even.
It's like people don't realize, and this is what they said when it happened. Like that exercise looks easy, but you got to realize that band snaps back so fast that if it does hit you, it can knock you out.
No. And by the way, I have because with physical therapy, I use those exact bands, and they're very careful to be like, "Hey, don't pull too hard because it can snap back and smack your face or smack your eye."
Yeah.
Luckily, I wear glasses, but sometimes I don't when I'm doing those exercises. It can snap back really hard. It really can. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Then my apologies on what I was going to say about Anthony Richardson.
And by the way, no, but even you saying that, regardless of the orbital bone thing, I think is right, because there is a question now with them, and I think we all know the answer is, what is the future for Anthony Richardson? And maybe the future is the trade market, possibly. It's probably going to be free agency, but it's over, basically.
I would question what they could even get for him, because
a fifth rounder, maybe at best.
Can you even get? I mean, to me, if you're getting anything with him, it kind of smells to me like it's going to be like a 7th round pick swap for a 6th or something.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Like and that's if that you've seen trade markets for guys like him that have his type of dual threat and whatever, but it's guys like Justin Fields who are considered to be solid leaders and solid intangibles guys. This is a guy who literally said, "I'm tired," and wanted to come out of a game. By
the way, that moment, I'm going to be honest, that moment single-handedly ruined his reputation with the Colts front office.
Yep.
Because honestly, they still were pretty they weren't happy with how he was playing, but I remember his rookie year was phenomenal. It was great. But once that happened, the Colts brass were like, "Yeah, we can't do this."
I'm almost convinced that Daniel Jones didn't just outplay him in the offseason, outperform him in training camp. I'm almost convinced that Daniel Jones was going to be the starter anyway, regardless of what Anthony Richardson did, because of how he tapped out, because of the standing in the organization.
It's also. Do you notice what was something that was said about Daniel Jones when he went into New York, and what was part of what they said, kept him in the good graces up there even when he was struggling? It was always he was always considered an intangibles guy, right? He was always looked at as somebody who, I won't go into
he was a leader, even with the struggles.
And so and this is the thing is, we always say this. There's 21 positions on the NFL field where they'll overlook, a bad decision you've made or whatever the case may be if you're talented enough. Quarterback's the opposite.
Yep.
They will overlook a little bit less talent or a physical shortcoming somewhere if you're the type of leader that they need in the locker room.
Yep.
And by the way, I will say this as well. When Daniel Jones left and went to Minnesota after he got cut, I think Minnesota and New York played a couple of weeks later, and you saw Daniel Jones just dap up everybody from the Giants, the coaches, the players. He was still beloved in the organization.
Yeah, I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence didn't frickin' trade him.
Well, remember, I don't know if you guys watched the Saquon documentary, but when
I need to watch it still.
But when he said that he was going to Philly, he's like, Daniel Jones. He's like, that's still my guy. He's like, yeah, Daniel Jones is still my guy. He's like, I love that guy. I was like, yeah, that shows how good of a person and teammate Daniel Jones was to the Giants.
Yeah. And I think that's part of why he grew into this kind of player that he was this season, regardless of some of the shortcomings.
Yeah.
Let's go from someone good to someone bad. So the document of this today got more wild. Scoop, you're always confused by my transitions. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
I'm transitioning something.
Okay.
This is my job. Let me do it. Don't be confused. Let me transition. Let me transition somehow. Give me a moment. Don't be weirded out. Give me a moment here. It makes sense. Hold your horses. Okay. So, something good to something bad. Okay. So, this story today, we talked about it yesterday. It got even more wild today. Who are we talking about? DK Metcalf. There you
Yeah,
go. See?
yeah.
There you go. Wait
Once
for the punch.
Yeah, once you mentioned yesterday, I knew where you were going.
Thank you. Wait for the punch, Scoop. Don't be confused. No, okay. So here's where we are today. It got more bizarre and more weird, and I have a lot of thoughts, and so do we all. So today, basically, DK came out and said, "Oh, you shouldn't say to a black man." Okay, fine. I don't know if it's true or not. Whatever. We don't know if any of this is true.
Yeah, we're not gonna
We
know.
talk about the government. We're not gonna know. Then it came out that DK also had a problem with this fan in Seattle, and he told Seattle security about him, and the Seattle security did nothing. Which, by the way, I'm gonna say this, and I'm sorry, but it's true. The security at Lumen Field kind of sucks. They genuinely kind of suck. I've seen weird experiences with them in the past. They don't control situations that well. I'm just going to be as honest as possible. Don't ban me from Lumen for saying this, but get better security, goddammit.
They're not gonna do that.
I don't know how you get banned if the security's that bad.
True. So first off, Seattle security needs to be reprimanded over this, like 100%, because they didn't deal with it. That's problem number one. Problem number two, well, not problem number two. The thing is, so then we get all this information about this, and then we get the suspension downfall. There's good with this, and then there's bad with this. Let me read the statement. So DK Metcalf is suspended till the playoffs, essentially, 2 more weeks. Here was the statement by the league. Here was the statement. Per Adam Schefter, DK Metcalf's actions violate league policy, which this is actually just what the league policy is. Actions violate league policy, which specifies that, and I quote, players may not enter the stands or otherwise confront fans at any game or at any time on game day. And if a player makes unnecessary physical contact with a fan in any way that constitutes unsportsmanlike conduct or presents crowd control issues and or risk/injury, he will be held accountable. Apparently, that phrasing is a 2-game suspension. Now, do I agree that it's a 2-game suspension? No. It should be more. But league policy is league policy. So there's that. Brandon, your thoughts?
So we said it yesterday. Now I'm going to say it again. You know, this fan needs to be banned. First of all,
for sure. But that's also there. Absolutely.
But the thing is, too, but once again, I'm going to say it again, like I said yesterday. I'm sick of the comments defending DK Metcalf because under that post, so many people defended DK Metcalf, and I'm like, what? Please stop defending players who are also in the wrong. Stop, like, because they should know a lot better than to go and do something like that, regardless of what someone says to you.
To add to what you're saying, Brandon, how can you go on something like this, like a Twitter post about where it says, where Adam Schefter said point blank, this is in the league, This is in the league's code of conduct, and you're still going to be on the fan side because this is in the code of conduct in the league, but in the league's code of conduct, basically. There we go.
Like it's like you know, people are saying, oh well, like, and here's how I tell people also have the attention span of a gnat on social media because a lot of them do. Where I saw some people saying, oh, he didn't go into the stands. I'm like, did you read anything past the first 5 words? It says a player cannot go into the stands or confront a fan and have basically a physical altercation with them, which he did. So, like, it's not one side or the other. They're like, I hate when people pick one side or the other when it's pretty clear that both sides were wrong.
That's that's where we're at in society. It's whatever. Not only does it have to be a black or white situation, but also, like you said, they got trigger finger and they like you said, got to that point and they were like, oh, I've got a gotcha, because and I'll say this, as somebody who has taken legal classes in the last 24 months. Precedent rules all.
Yep.
And whether you agree with the precedent they've set or not, I don't. But whether you agree with the precedent they've set or not, you're going to open a shit can of worms if you go into this. And we talk about the same things when it comes to serious offenses against players and them getting suspended for it and one thing or another. You're going to open shit can of worms if you go into that and you start changing the precedent that you've already set. Good luck reconciling that between the league and the Players Association if you start doing that, because they already look like they don't know what the hell they're doing when it comes to where they've set that precedent in the first place. Then you add on top of that not adhering to that precedent and going at discretion in violation thereof, you're going to have a freaking nightmare on your hands.
And you know what it is?
Absolutely. And so that's part of my point. It's like, do I agree that's 2 games? Oh, I don't. But at the end of the day, that's league policy. League policy is league policy.
Remember.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We just had this whole thing on precedent in week 1 when Jalen Carter spit at Dak Prescott. We said that,
God, I never need to remember that happened.
But the thing is like everybody was like, oh well, he should get a game or 2 or whatever. I'm like, but there's no precedent for it because the only other time it's ever happened, it's just been a fine. And then he eventually
and also it happened like 7 seconds into the game. He basically was already suspended for a game anyway.
That's where I was going. Was that they were like, oh, he should be fined another game, and I'm like, no, he shouldn't because there's no precedent. He got fined and that was it. But now going forward, the NFL then said, okay, now going forward, it's a 1-game suspension, and that's what happened with Jamar Chase, didn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I still contend, and sorry to interrupt, I still contend that Carter should have been suspended 1 more game. But as you said, the NFL changed it to make that the policy, and it
now it's going to be that whole 1-game suspension now. But
yeah, it's one thing it's one thing to use this as like this is a landmark event that will set this precedent henceforth. That's one thing, but to have set a pretty clear standard, or in the opposite case, to have not set a clear standard going forward, and then suddenly try and then either one you're going to get it's going to be a judicial and arbitrational and just legal complete henhouse.
Yeah,
and you know what it is too, like with this whole thing is like, some people are on DK side, some people are on the fan side. Some people like us who are smart know that it's both their faults, and like people don't realize for the people who are on DK side, do you really want to see another Malice at the Palace? Remember
that's exactly where my brain went when I heard about what happened, because I didn't see what happened, and I also when I first heard about what happened, I thought it happened as the game was ending. I didn't realize it happened right in the ass smack middle of the game.
That's right. That's what I thought too. Yeah, that's what I thought it was at the end too, because I didn't even watch the game. I heard about it after the game was over. So,
I heard about it for the first time on this show, I think.
I just like.
Did you actually watch it, Scoop? Like what actually happened?
I went back and rewatched it. Yeah.
And
then when I was it's funny. I was at the barbershop this morning, and they whenever I'm in there, they're always playing NFL Network. Or if they aren't, then they'll turn it on when I get in there. And they were in real time. They were playing that whatever it is, NFL Total Access or whatever the hell it's called, Good Morning Football, whatever.
Yeah, Good Morning Football.
Yeah. Sadly, NFL Total Access does not exist anymore. It makes me sad. I love NFL Total Access.
I missed that too. But yeah, Good Morning Football. And they were with Kyle Brandt wearing the worst Grinch shirt I've ever seen in my life. They had gone and put that loop back on of what happened. So, and what's even crazier is when you watch that video, you see one person who's not even in their row. One person like 2 rows back. This one woman look, and she's looking horrified and appalled. People in his own row are either completely oblivious or thinking nothing of it. My guess is their blood alcohol content was about 3.7, but it's insane to me how like there was this woman 2 rows back who was completely aware of what was going on and horrified, rightfully so, And you got people right there who are either thinking nothing of it or completely naive, and I don't even know which one's worse.
Like you got to realize, you have to realize too that also with these situations of like people saying that people that are on DK side, you do realize that women and children go to these games, right? We can't have this where players are getting too hot headed and jumping into. I mean, DK didn't jump into the stands, but it has happened before.
Also, and again, I'm the last person who's going to defend speaking like that to a player.
Exactly.
Yeah. But no. Yeah. No.
That being said, you can see with a million different camera angles what DK Metcalf did to this individual.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no microphone that we know of that caught what allegedly was said by DK Metcalf. So,
yeah.
That's what I meant, by the fan, rather. So, unfortunately, we can only go by, what is it, innocent until proven guilty. We can prove what DK Metcalf did. So, unfortunately, even if it is...
Excuse me, Jesus.
Unfortunately, even if that is what was said, which
it's hearsay.
Yeah, exactly. It's hearsay. And I'll also put it this way. Unfortunately, there are. I'll try and be PC about this. There are players in the NFL who would have more credibility to stand on to be believed about this situation than DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Just gonna say.
And then so then here's a couple more things. First thing is a Michigan law firm has gotten involved because the Michigan law firm said, "Oh, he didn't actually say anything bad." So we'll see how that goes. The other piece of this that I just thought about that's puzzling. Every time, especially over the last, let's say 10 to 15 years, maybe, definitely 10 years, every time a fan does something stupid, like pretends to be, like there's that fan who pretended to be Klay Thompson and got on the floor and whatever, right?
I don't remember that at all, but
that was awesome.
It was awesome. It was awesome. It was fun.
Yeah.
No, but every time stuff like that happens, guess what you get in the mail the next day? Signed by the commissioner of the league, you are banned.
Yeah.
You are banned. Goodbye. And by the way, I do understand that a lot of it isn't highly publicized, so maybe he got banned and nobody knows because whatever. But again, that's also appalling. Like we should have known that he got banned the next, like today. The fact that we don't know, to me, is appalling. Because at least from a public perspective, it feels like the NFL and Ford Field and whoever else is involved, and hell, Seattle's even involved. Which Seattle didn't do their job, clearly, based on what we've heard. Like, the fact that we haven't heard anything tells me that they took the side of the fan, which is a problem.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to think of right now? Wasn't it also at Ford? Didn't Ford Field have an incident like this a couple years ago too? A similar incident to this?
I don't remember.
Like
I don't recall, but you might be right.
I can't remember, but I could have sworn that a similar situation like this happened at Ford Field before, and I can't remember when.
I don't remember either.
The only thing even remotely, and I say similar to this, and I'm using that term loosely, that I can think of is in baseball, where Ketel Marte was heckled by a fan saying something about either his mother or whoever it was. And Ketel Marte, he had an emotional reaction. He didn't have a physical reaction.
Well, I remember, what was it 2 years ago, that Dodgers Padres series, and the Dodgers were throwing crap at the players in the outfield. The Dodgers.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. I can't remember. There was something really bad that I remember happened.
I think it was Game 5 of that series, if I remember correctly.
I can't remember.
I have to find it when we get off the show. But anyway, so yeah, I think we've said the gist of it. We'll see how it progresses over the next few days. DK is appealing, so we'll see what Jordy Nelson, and I forgot the other appeals officer.
Jordy Nelson's the appeals officer. Oh my God, I'm old.
Yep, and then there's another guy too he also did another appeal today, and I forgot his name. My apologies. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that, and then we'll expand from there. Scoop, we're thinking about talking about the Pro Bowl, and we were gonna wait. I told you, like, hey, let's wait until Monday. And funny enough, it was a good time to wait until Monday because the Pro Bowl votes actually came out, the fan votes. I don't think it
Yeah.
is just. I don't think it is just. I think the fan votes have the highest criteria for the Pro Bowl, but I think coaches are involved in it too in some way.
Yeah, this is not the final vote by any stretch, but I think it is a good microcosm for the people like myself who have been highly critical of the manner in which the voting is operated. Because
Yeah.
and I'll wait until I have the full chance to speak, and then I'll go into that more.
Well. First off, before we actually talk about the voting in general, the original reason why we had this conversation about putting this on the show today was you actually took the time to vote, and you were like, "Oh, this takes for." So, like, I know that there's a lot of players and stuff, but what was your like overall consensus of like here are the top guys I voted for, that kind of thing? Before we go
Yeah.
into
So
who actually got in from the fan side.
yeah, so I'm pulling this thing up real quick. But first and foremost, let me say I thought that I had voted for the Pro Bowl before, but holy Toledo, I do not freaking remember voting for as many positions are in there. You were voting for long snappers. You were voting for like
Yeah,
I think that's
it
always
was
been a thing.
that's
sorry.
always been the case. That's always been the
Okay,
case. Yeah,
okay.
it's
Then either
I'm
go
just
ahead.
gonna quickly. I'm just gonna quickly say, Scoop, voting for the Pro Bowl sucks because it's exhausting. It takes at least an hour
Yeah,
if you really care about it.
I don't know how long my ballot took, but I do know it was a long ass time. And I do know that there were some times where I was looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know who the hell that is. Or I'm thinking, or I literally had to Google some of the positions they had written down because they weren't like actual quote unquote positions. Like they weren't like, it wasn't just like kicker or punter or returner or anything like that. Like it was like, third down linebacker or some convoluted shit like
Yeah,
that. And I was,
it's really weird. Yeah,
and I was just like, I thought I was going to be voting for like 24 positions, 11 on offense, 11 on defense, punter, and kicker. That's what I thought I was going to be voting for.
and I
And
guess long snapper because that also does matter. But anyway,
I still don't know how the hell you judge what makes a long snapper good or bad. But um,
there are some criteria, but I don't even know the full extent of it, so it's fine.
me neither. But I know Calais Ringo has one of the top votes for a long snapper, and that makes no sense to me.
Wait a minute.
Um,
Here's here.
It's so long snapper. It's Andrew Desposito or Desperado, or I don't even know how to say this guy's
No,
name
and
from the Vikings.
Andrew DePaula, yeah. But
Yeah, Scott Daly from the Bears, Andrew Brewer for the Cardinals. These are fair names.
I'm just gonna say right now, just to sum up this whole list in one sentence: Chicago Bears fans are delusional.
Okay,
This list sucks because it's all Bears players, and 90% of them are not even good Bears players.
well, I'll get into
Yeah.
that in a moment.
but Scoop, go ahead on your process for voting here.
Yeah, so essentially I did a bunch of different things. First and foremost, I will say I did not utilize the statistics that they provided because those were immensely cherry picked. I think that they're misleading I think that those are misleading in a lot of different cases. And I think that part of the problem, and I don't blame the fans for this entirely. I think part of the problem is that fans will just look at, oh, these are the biggest numbers, and so I'll vote there because out of the 2 or 3 numbers that they're shown.
Yeah.
So, and again, I don't begrudge them for that because a lot of people are going to go on and not, frankly, have the 2 hours to go through and do all that. So, pardon me. In order for me to do it, I had to do it at I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning that I did this at one point. But
this is why Scoop and the rest of us, but especially Scoop, eventually needs to get a vote from the AP because you actually care.
Yeah,
we all do. We actually care about making sure that your vote is proper.
Well, it's because like I said, and you and I had this discussion, and I know we agreed on this, but because I know you said you didn't vote, and I said that I had. Because here's the thing. For me, I'm voting with the mentality that knowing that I've heard in things like Hall of Fame debates and things of that nature, or award debates, people have said, "Oh, he was a this time Pro Bowler. He was a this, that, or the other." So if that's what you want the Pro Bowl to mean, then the awards cannot be a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And I'll say it for the 8 millionth time. If it's going to be a pure entertainment or fan oriented or popularity contest, then stop using these damn things for the Hall of Fame. Stop using these damn things for these awards and these accolades that actually have a lasting meaning on the sport and on the league, because it drives me freaking insane to go through. I have the list of the top 10 in every position right in front of me right now. Found it on Reddit of all places.
I pulled it up from Mike Garafolo, but yeah, I'm telling you, it's the exact same list. You're not on a wrong list at all.
No, I know that. This came in from Tom Pelissero.
Okay, perfect, good.
I'm looking around, and there are a lot of things that are going to piss me off while we talk about this. There's one thing in particular that I'm sure it's going to be piss off Brandon and I, at the same intensity. But again, I'll wait to get into that.
I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off about a very weird thing this year with the Pro Bowl voting. So we'll get to that shortly.
But Brandon, and this wasn't what I was referring to, but Brandon started to get into a major point. How the shit are so many damn Bears players either straight up number one, or even the ones where they're not number one? There's several that are in the top couple. There's Scott Daly and long snapper. There's Javon Dexter Sr. at defensive tackle. There's Josh Blackwell at special team player. What the hell is special team player? There's don't even get me started on Caleb Williams, number 3 at quarterback. Don't even get me started on that shit right now.
I will say, just from my preliminary looks at this list, the one that I'm really happy about for the Bears is Drew Dahlman at 1, because Drew Dahlman Drew Dahlman had an incredible year. Drew Dahlman's going to be an All-Pro, right? Drew Dahlman's going to be an All-Pro.
In fact, I think I actually voted for Drew Dahlman.
But look at this.
Drew Dahlman's going to be an All-Pro. Like, what are we talking about?
Look at the list. Look at the list of running backs. DeAndre Swift, number 1 for the Bears. You know who's behind him? Everybody that's behind him is better than him. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, James Cook, Devon Achane, Saquon Barkley, Rico Dowdle, and Josh Jacobs. They're all better than him.
They've all had better seasons. Yeah.
Yep. Like, are you kidding me? And then, like, the one that makes me, well.
Oh my God! I'm mad at. Okay, but really quick, I'm mad at kicker. Wow, I'm pissed at kicker.
Let me see.
I'm pissed, and I love Cameron Dicker, but Jason Myers should be number 1 on this list. Jason Myers should win All Pro.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I will say I agree with the players in the top 4. I don't agree with the order, but I think they got the top 4 players correct.
I think they got the top 4 players correct exactly.
Like they're and there's 2 that make me extremely angry. Actually, 3 that make me extremely angry, and one of them's not even on the list. We talked about this at length, ad nauseum, because it's the biggest slap in the face in football right now. That Quinion Mitchell's not even in the top 10 corners. Quinion Mitchell's the best corner in the league this year. It's not even in a debate by every single metric and statistic. He's except for the casual ones, because interception and passes defense.
Okay, wait. I will also add to your Eagles point by saying inside linebacker Zach Bond is at 10.
Why is he at 10? He's the best linebacker in football.
How the hell is he under? Okay. I'm willing to bet.
Look at who he's under. Sorry, Scoop. Look at who's ahead of him.
None of those guys are better.
Wait. I'm just gonna throw this out here. So I'll go from 9 to 1. I'll do what Scoop likes to do. Right? Go the other way around. Number 9 is Ernest Jones. He's had a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner. Honestly, I love Bobby. He had a tough year this year.
Yeah. No.
Adrian Cooper.
That's what I was saying. I think I'm willing to bet whoever voted for Bobby Wagner did it because he remembered his name from his time in Seattle.
Exactly.
You're right. Edgerrin Cooper, not a bad year, honestly.
No.
Same with Roquan. Nate Landman hasn't had a horrible year, but he's not top 10.
We were literally saying the Rams needed to improve at linebacker at the deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Nate Landman, again, he hasn't had a bad year, but it's not top 10. Caden Ellis of the Falcons? Caden Ellis has been okay, but like what is Jordan Brooks, I'm fine with. Jack Campbell, I'm fine with. Edmonds, I'm pretty fine with. But Zach Bond should be number one.
But yeah, none of those guys are better than Zach Bond.
No.
None of them. None of them. Like that's why I don't understand. It's not being biased. It's the truth. You can look up every stat you want.
Hold on a second. Why is Nashawn Wright number one for corners?
Thank you.
What is that?
Because all the guy does is force fumbles. He does nothing else.
I don't know what the hell the Chicago. I don't know how the Chicago Bears fans must have hacked the mainframe computer or something.
They have three guys in the top 8: Nashawn Wright, Tariq Stevenson, and Nick McLeod, who all suck except for Nashawn Wright. The other two suck.
Nashawn Wright is not. I'm not. Nashawn Wright should probably be in the top 10. Like, I'll be honest, but
not where he is.
No.
Okay. Cooper DeJean being on there is okay at 7. Like, I'm okay. But
back up, beep, beep, beep. How the hell do the Bears have the top 2 guards?
This is what I'm saying. Whoever voted for this, it's pretty obvious that nobody except Bears fans voted for the Pro Bowl this year. It's pretty obvious. Because
you know what? You guys are doing an Eagles thing. I'll do a Seahawks thing. Gray Zabel at 7?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Are you freaking kidding me?
That's ridiculous.
I'm actually pretty sure I voted for Gray Zabel.
Exactly.
Also,
Damian Lewis for the Panthers?
By the way, defensive tackle. I'm not saying he should be number 1, but defensive tackle. Why is Jordan Davis not on there? Jordan Davis is having one of the best seasons of a defensive tackle this season. He is better right now than Jeffrey Simmons, Grady Jarrett. He's having a better season than Leonard Williams, better season than John Franklin, way better season than these guys. Like, Chris Jones has been hurt, hasn't been good this year. Zach Allen, okay, maybe. But the fact that Jordan Davis isn't in like that top 7 range is annoying because he's having a fantastic season. So
okay. Now it's time for my stupidity. I think Devin Duvernay and Kayvon Turpin have amazing seasons.
Yeah.
But the guy who's had the most all-purpose yards in the NFL is third?
Yeah.
DK's been amazing this year. And nobody's talking about it because no one's watching the Titans, but it's fine. But bro, I'm very scared DK deserves all-pro honors and he probably won't get it. And it will piss me the hell off.
I also can't understand how Dallas Goedert is so low. Dallas Goedert is literally number 1 in touchdowns among tight ends this year. I
misspoke earlier. I said that excuse me. I said that what's his name? I can't even think now. I mentioned Calais Ringo being at a return position. Or a long snapper. I misspoke. He's at a return position.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay. And then finally, this shows you how broken Pro Bowl voting is. And also, let's be honest, the tight end position has sucked this year. But aside from that, you want to know how broken this system is? The top vote getter in the entire NFL is Travis Kelce.
It's the Swifties voting for him.
And he's had one of his worst years ever.
Like
what are we doing?
Also, I didn't even realize that there were 10 teams that played with fullbacks.
Do you?
That is a good point.
Actually, you know who I would throw this isn't bias. You know who I would throw in at fullback though, because he actually has a really good year. Latu for Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Latu's been great.
I'm okay. I'm okay with the list for fullback. I really am.
It's not just pro Eagles bias. I don't think that Landon Dickerson deserves to be 9th in guard.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Yeah, he should. None of the Eagles' offensive linemen should be on there this year. Not one of them. Like that's no way. But look at this. You know what the biggest joke on here is? Look at number 7 for wide receiver.
I just saw that.
Luther Burden doesn't even have 500 yards this season. He's got one touchdown.
Rome doesn't even deserve to be on here either.
Like, oh my God, Bears fans, why are you more insufferable than last year's Commanders? This is garbage. Your team. I'm sorry to say this. I'm going to say it again because I'm sick and tired of the media just dogpiling. Being all lovey dovey with the Bears. No, you suck. Your quarterback sucks. Your wide receivers suck. Your offensive line's okay, maybe, and your defense is okay. And your head coach, I like, but your quarterback sucks and your wide receivers suck. I don't.
I would argue that if any of our offensive linemen deserve to be on the freaking Pro, I would argue that Landon Dickerson is the least of them.
He's been the worst of all them.
Give me Johnson or give me Mailata or even give me, honestly, the way he's played at center, even give me Brett Toth over freaking Landon Dickerson.
Wait. The problem with this list is absolutely all the Bears in it. Because some of these are
I mean, we keep saying the problem is, and we've listed about 500 problems. The problem is that we don't run out of problems with the list. The
fan vote, I think, should exist. But the fact that it's the number one reason these guys get in is bullcrap.
Have you guys ever seen the video? There's I don't remember what his position was, or like what his title was. But there's an individual from, I want to say it was India, 30 years ago, and he has this video that kind of made the circulation a couple of months ago on social media, and he said democracy means government of the people, by the people, for the people, but the people are, and I'll say not smart, to replace the word that he used there. And I'm thinking to myself, that's playing in my head as I'm watching this, because I'm thinking to myself, there should have to be like a way to prove, like, you know how you have to, like, obviously in a lot of places you have to have identify some in order to either vote for something or one thing or another. You should have to prove I want to watch at least 1 minute of NFL football this year.
I want an aptitude test.
No. We should create this thing. We should do it for the show and make it into a shirt. We should call it the football ID card. You have to watch a certain amount of football and a certain amount of minutes for every team in order to vote for the Pro Bowl.
That's what it should be. But see, here's the problem. Okay, even if people do that, I don't trust enough people to ascertain information about what the hell they're watching.
Also, I'm just looking at more and more of this list. Even the quarterbacks on here, it's not so much the quarterbacks are on here; it's the ranking of them that annoys me. Josh Allen at number 1. Are you for real? Okay, I know why, because all of his wife's stands are all over that.
Well, not only that, everyone in Buffalo voted for him like crazy.
Bro. Why? Like, you got Drake May. Right now, Drake May at 2, okay. It's his second year. I can understand that. Okay, fine. Caleb Williams at 3rd, absolutely not. Caleb Williams maybe at 30th, not 3rd.
Wait. Can I time you out and piss you off a little more, Brandon? Can I do that really fast?
Yeah. That's a segue.
Jalen Hurts is at 9, and everyone clowns on Jalen Hurts, and yet he's actually on this list.
Okay, yeah.
But the thing is, he's behind. But why is he?
I'm gonna blow a shit about this in about 5 seconds when I give Brandon a chance to talk.
So Allen I can understand, May I can understand. No Caleb Williams, no Mahomes. Stafford I understand, but Stafford should be number 1 because Stafford's the MVP this year. Dak Prescott I get because his stats look good, but Love no, Knicks no. So Hurts should be 5th, not 9th. If I'm counting.
I think Goff deserves to be on this list somewhere.
Yeah. I think he's and I probably would put Goff behind him even. So the fact that Jalen is 9th and not about 5th or 6th, I'm pissed because Jordan Love is not better, Bo Nix is not better, Caleb Williams is not better, and Patrick Mahomes is not better. This year, Patrick Mahomes is not better. So those are 4 guys on this list that are not better, not even close to being better. They're not.
All right, Scoop, go blow your gasket up here.
Yeah,
go ahead.
So, okay. anybody who's watching, who is in NFL media, who is in these NFL social media circles, in these BS beehives or whatever the hell you want to call them, anybody who's in these different that's in these different spheres and is I don't know what people need to look at or what people are seeing when they I don't care if it's the eye test, I don't care if it's the analytics, I don't care if it's the freaking water cooler the next morning at the office. I don't know where these people are getting their information, but explain to me how a team that has won 56 games in the last 5 seasons under this current coaching quarterback combination, that are a team that is about a 700 winning percentage during that period of time, that has been to one Super Bowl, that has been to 2 Super Bowls and won one of them. So this team is apparently they got a coach that doesn't know what he's doing, with a quarterback that can't throw, behind an offensive.
The coach that doesn't know what he's doing, I agree with. The quarterback thing you can't throw, I don't.
Yeah.
They got Kevin Patullo. Kevin Patullo.
Well, I wasn't talking about him. I wasn't talking about Patullo. But they got a coach that doesn't know what he's doing. They got a quarterback that can't throw, and they got a roster that, but somehow they got a roster that's too talented. But also they've got, it's.
But they also got Pro Bowl voting.
What the hell is my mother doing on the door? One second. I'm not sure what's going on in my house right now.
She's pissed for you, Scoop.
What the hell was that?
That's great.
Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. That was the most ridiculous thing ever. So
coach doesn't know what he's doing. Quarterback can't throw.
Yeah. So all these different things. Okay, for a team that has a 700 winning percentage in the last 5 seasons, won one Super Bowl, been to another one, and damn near won that one. And excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I understand about the 2 fall seasons, but you're telling me about all these different things, and yet the quarterback barely deserves to be top 10 in Pro Bowl. The whole offensive line, and somehow you managed to rate the ones up on top that don't deserve to be on top, and you managed to overlook the ones that actually are doing the damn job this year. I mean, Pringles, what in the spider 2 wide banana are you doing? I don't
2 wide banana. Yes.
But I'm just not. I'm not following the train of logic at all. I don't know if there's a train of logic at all. This train looks like it got run over by a hamster or something. But I don't know.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
What are you saying?
Well, you said run by a train, so Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Oh, I don't know what you're saying.
But do you not know the song "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer"?
Oh
my God! No! Scoop!
But
no! You don't know Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, the worst Christmas song in the history of Christmas songs.
The worst Christmas song in the history of Christmas songs is All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey.
No, it's worse. No, this Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is way worse.
Oh, man. I thought everybody knew that song. Apparently not.
Scoop, you'll have to listen to it after the show.
The only reindeer song, I mean, it's not the only reindeer song I know, but like Dominic the Donkey, I know that one.
What is that?
You have heard Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, right?
Yeah. That's
How do you
why
know that, but not Grandma Got Run Over by Rudolph?
By Rudolph.
I don't know, because when I went Christmas caroling, I guess I didn't run into a lot of ambulance chasers while we were Christmas caroling.
Okay, Scoop. There's an animated movie about Grandma getting run over by a reindeer. Santa goes to court.
We've done a movie show for the last 4.5 months, and I say yet again, I don't like animated movies.
Santa goes to court though. With Rudolph by his side in court.
Yeah, Santa can go defend the fan at Ford Field.
Was somebody on LSD when they made this movie?
Oh, that's what I thought when I watched it. That's what I thought. Okay. Anyway, I'm so upset. You know the song Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Scoop, can I ask you a favor really quick, just so I don't talk out of my ass? Can you? Because you're the stats guy. Can you help me with the punters? Can you search up who has the best net punt rating or something in the NFL right now?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I got you real quick.
I was gonna say, why is Braden Mann not on there?
Well, I also just want to make sure I'm not talking it on my ass with the punter. So can you help me with that really quick?
For the amount of 3-and-outs that we hear Philly has had this year, Brandon Mann's got to be way up there.
Yeah, Braden Mann should absolutely be on there. And he has a booming leg, too.
I'll also say the Seahawks punter should be on here, too. But anyway, please tell me.
So I mean, there's a few different things you can look at in terms of
whatever you think is best. Like just help me.
Okay, so like for example, as I'm looking at this here, average net yards per punt attempt. I'll start with that. We got guys like Ryan Wright on Minnesota. We got guys like, how the hell do you say this? Rigoberto Sanchez.
Yes, Rigoberto
for Indy. We've got Austin McNamara for the Jets. What a shocker! The Jets punter might be the highest paid player on that team.
Okay, and I was going to say something about Austin McNamara. Regardless of the fact that he's on the Jets, he's one of the best punters in the league, and the fact that he's at 10th is stupid.
Yeah.
It's actually stupid.
This whole list is just dumb for all these different positions. It's not right.
Here's another number we can talk about, which is punts down inside the 20.
Okay, I want to know that one.
Yeah, so the number one is Denver, Jeremy Croshaw.
Right.
Next one tied for second is McNamara and then Bradley Pinion of Atlanta. Fourth is Tress Way for Washington. Okay. And then there's a three-way at fifth, which is Ryan White for Minnesota. I said that right. Yeah, Ryan Wright for Minnesota, Jack Fox for Detroit, and Riley Dixon for Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, no. So I just wanted to make sure because I was like, Daniel Whelan of the Packers. I'm surprised he's on here.
Well, actually, I will add this for Daniel Whelan. He is third in yards per attempt, so that's probably where that's coming from.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't talking my ass with punter. I still can't get over that you never listened to Graham. I got run over by a reindeer. I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with that.
I can't get over Keely Ringo being on the list at all. Oh my god! It's funny to have one of the worst special teams players.
That's like I went and I obviously didn't vote for him. Nobody can after watching him this whole season. But
apparently a bunch of people did though. That's the issue.
I don't know. Maybe their Philly cheesesteaks were laced with too much freaking Everclear or something. But but I didn't know what, like, I went and I read through the people who were like there and I watched and I looked at that and I was like, first and foremost, I don't remember him doing that many times. And secondly, I was thinking to myself, I literally thought that I was like, there must be another Kelly Ringo on another team because I don't know. Did
I watch the wrong product for 16 weeks?
Yeah, because I was like, there's no flipping way that anybody could have watched Kelly Ringo for the last 15 weeks or 14, I think it was at the time, and thought to themselves, unironically and soberly and with a normal, blood alcohol level and, not on the Snoop juice, that there was any possible way that he was a Pro Bowler.
All right, it's time to get you guys even more riled up. Before we do the movie, something happened in the NBA yesterday that is one of the greatest things in the history of the world. Maybe. I
may have missed this. I don't know where the hell you're going.
Scoop, what do you think is like a good range in the NBA for like a final score? In the modern NBA, like, what do you think a normal final score in the NBA would be like?
Like for each team or just for the one of the teams?
Well, all I'm saying is like when you think about watching the NBA, right? Like, just watch any random NBA game, right?
I would assume that both teams would score somewhere in the low 100s. I would assume it'd be somewhere like 110 to like 105 or something.
Okay,
it used to be,
but like it's about 120 ish now. But you're right on the money.
Yeah.
Scoop, prepared to explode your mind.
Make him guess for a second. Just one guess.
No, I don't want him to guess. I want him to see. Okay, I want him to see it. But okay, do you want to get? Okay, fine. Scoop, do you want to guess the final score of?
Unless you're gonna put it on the screen, I don't know how I'm gonna see it.
No. I'm gonna put it in the chat. But before I do that, Scoop, do you want to guess the final score between the Bulls and the Hawks yesterday? Just make a guess. Go for it. Brandon wants you to guess. I'll make you guess.
Well, just the way that y'all are talking about it, I'll say like 150 to 135.
Even worse than that.
Half right though.
Even worse than that. Look in the chat. Pull it up on our Instagram chat.
All right, here. Give me 1 second, Ronnie. Here.
I'm putting all of this in here. Waiting patiently.
You're fucking me, right?
No, I am not.
Look at the final score.
The final score in no overtime regulation was Bulls win. Wait. I need to say I need to say this for our audience so people know. In no overtime relegation, 4 quarters, 12 quarters.
Not relegation. Stop thinking soccer. Regulation.
The final score was Bulls win 152, Hawks 150. The 6th time since 2019-2020 that both teams have reached 150 points. There's been only 16 such games in NBA history, and the most recent surge that hasn't happened in the NBA since the 1990s, 90 to 91. So yeah, that was your final score with no overtime.
Mind you,
did they just clone 5 James Hardens and 5 Trae Youngs for this game?
Thank you. It's the all no defense team.
Clearly.
This is what I said to Rob.
Look at some of the I put on the bottom here, Scoop, a bunch of the statistics. Let me know what pops out to you. But go ahead, Brandon.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no. While Scoop does that, what I said to you on the phone, because I'm going to repeat it for people listening and watching and whatnot. This is why this is part of the reason why I don't watch the NBA anymore. There is no defense being played. To me, double-doubles and triple-doubles and all these records getting broken mean nothing to me anymore. Because when you don't play defense, it is 20 times easier to do these things. That's why what Michael Jordan did to me is more impressive than anything LeBron James does now. Because, Jordan, a lot of
maybe
these guys,
not now because he's almost 50, but
but still, when there's no defense, it's like as long as he keeps himself in shape, he can be like Tom Brady, still playing the game. But it's like what makes me so angry is that it's like even the worst player on a team these days can drop 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in 30 minutes. That's the fact that there's no defense being played anymore. Like we said, this is the 6th game that we've had like this in the last 5 years. So that means that there was only 10 of these pretty much beforehand. So
I will quickly say this, not that it helps too much. These are 2 of the worst defenses in the NBA right now, playing against each other.
No shit, Sherlock.
I mean, I know, no shit, Sherlock. But still.
Look at some of the Knicks scores this year. They've won games like 132 to 125. These are ridiculous scores. When we grew up watching the game, when there was still defense being played, the highest scores you saw on average was 112, 110. But that was rare. You were still seeing a lot of scores that were 102 to 99 or 96 to 93.
Yeah. Brandon, I think the funny part is you played the Raptors and you won 96 to 81.
Yeah, because we actually can play defense, believe it or not, this year. But look at this box score, and look at what the Bulls did. 9 of their 11 players had double digits. 14, 28, 13, 21, 19, 10, 16, 11, and 13. And the only reason why the other guys didn't get the double digits is because they played the least amount of minutes in the game. The other 2 guys got no playing time. Otherwise, they too would have gotten double digits. Oh God,
Scoop, you're our statistics guy. What jumps out. I mean, probably the whole thing, but
The 1980s Pistons are rolling right now.
um,
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say in their graves because most of them are still alive, but
Oh, by the way, before
shout out to
Scoot
Joe Dumars. Shout out to Joe Dumars, our GM. But
yeah, really quick, Brandon, I do want you to mention this because you'll mention it better than me. The free throws, the total free throws missed are amazing.
Like here's a problem.
I wasn't even paying attention to that. What?
This
Yeah,
game's
no,
already
go to the total stats at
this,
the end.
this game was
Or,
already high scoring, mind you. And this is with one team only making 2/3 of their free throws, only making 60.
How do you miss a third of your free throws when you're shooting 39 of them?
I don't. that's exactly
Called
what
free throws.
Yeah. Like, so they would have had 165 points if they just made their free throws. You would have had at least 160 if you were just a good free throw shooting team. So, like, I am beyond flabbergasted that, like, yeah, I like look at the 3-point percentage. One team shot 48 from the field, another one shot 40. They basically shot almost 50. Both of them from 3-point land. Oh my god! Like, listen.
wait. Here's my favorite part. Percentage led. Bulls 80, Hawks 14. The Hawks only led for 14% of the game.
And still only lost by 2.
Like, like, listen. I want to like the NBA, but this is part of the reason why people have stopped watching, because we've even heard people say this is one of the reasons they stopped watching, because there's no defense at all being played anymore. There's no defense. Like I don't, like, to me, everybody's like, oh, did you see that this guy dropped 40, 15, and 12? I'm like, yeah, that's called Tuesday in the NBA apparently these days. Like, that should be something that should be celebrated. It should be an accomplishment. But you have random guys doing it like 3 times a week.
I will say this. One team that I don't like but I respect that has consistently dedicated itself to not slacking on defense the last few years, or actually really as far back as I can think of, is the Boston Celtics. So that's one reason why they'll always have my respect. But shout out to this year's and recently Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yes.
They're bringing defense back, baby.
But that's also, like, that's the key. Just like in any sport, defense wins championships. But with OKC, they can score at will, but they will also shut you down. They're not gonna just go and get into a shootout with you. And
Pelicans are 27th in defense. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised we're 27th in everything, but
like,
really quick, guys. Do you guys remember Kevin Love?
Of course.
Do you know where he's playing now at all?
No.
I don't know. I can't pronounce most of the teams overseas.
No, he's not playing overseas.
Oh,
He's he gets DMPCD'd by the Jazz normally. Did not play, coach's decision. Last night, Kevin Love dropped 16 points and 16 rebounds.
Hello.
Kevin Love got a double-double?
Yes, last night.
Kevin Love hasn't gotten a double-double in like 6 years.
I thought he was on Social Security.
Thank you. Thank you. Like,
No, he's on the Jazz.
but this is what I'm saying.
I mean, same thing.
Like,
Same thing, yeah.
you have guys I've never heard of in any capacity. Like, they're like second or third year guys that went under the radar as like second round draft picks, and they're dropping like 20, 15, and 12. Like, it's not impressive anymore because there's no defense being played. There's
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say. So, Pelicans won tonight against the Mavs. 5th straight wins somehow. I don't understand that. Shout out to Coach Borrego.
How the hell did you beat the Mavs? The Mavs have been kind of rocking lately. Anyway,
but look. Yeah, let's try that again. But looking at the what do you call it? The team stats,
the
whatever.
box score, yeah.
No, but like the specific one where it kind of like lines up one team versus another.
Yeah. The overall team stats, yeah.
Yeah, that. Dallas 30% from the 3. Us 24. Again, we suck at everything. But free throw. Anyone want to guess? This will be a fun guess. Anyone want to guess what ours was 85? Anyone want to guess what Dallas shot from the free?
From 3-point range?
No. Free throw.
Oh, free throw percentage. I'm looking at it, so I'm not going to guess.
Okay,
But
Brandon.
Brandon, you can guess.
Well, if I was really clowning on the Bulls for missing a third of theirs, I'm gonna say they shot somewhere around 52.
That's exactly what they shot.
Exactly what they shot.
Really?
It's exactly what they shot. Yes.
Oh, I swear to God! Look, I'm still on the Instagram page for Bulls Hawks, so I didn't look that.
No, I believed you. I've done enough of those. What do you call it?
The guess the lines.
Guess the line with you to know that.
Well, what was the other thing I guessed on that was completely right this year, like out of the blue? It was a couple
I
weeks,
don't
a
know.
week or two
Random
ago.
damn thing.
Yeah, it was like
I don't know, but
random thing I guessed.
but Scoop, I didn't give you enough of a chance. Like what for Bulls Hawks specifically? What does stand out to you statistically?
I'll be honest. I gotta open the screenshot again real quick. But
yeah.
But I just yeah, here it is. It's right here. But I mean, for one thing, more 3 points attempted for each team than free throws, which I know that's not the most. I know it's not the most like out of characteristic for today, but still, I mean, I don't know. It literally the whole league has literally just become a glorified 3-point contest, and
it's starting to get better, but it's pretty much that.
Yeah, but I was thankful that a year or two ago they actually came out and said we want to address this. Unlike baseball, which basically has said we're going to lean into that. I mean, some of these numbers are starting to make me feel like 2019 when a guy who was working at Delta Sonic a couple weeks ago could come out and hit 30 home runs. All respect to Delta Sonic workers. But
what is that?
But it's a car wash.
Okay, yeah.
It's no disrespect intended. I wouldn't trust Anthony Rendon to wash my car either. But
I wouldn't trust Anthony Rendon to show up to work.
Yeah, well, that was kind of where my mind was going. I was like, but I'm looking through. First of all, 22 total turnovers. How can you not play defense with 22 total turnovers? Like they literally are handing you the freaking ball. My God, that. But yeah, I just. Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna get a shirt that says "basketball sucks" on it.
I mean, NBA sucks in particular. The sport of basketball I still like.
Oh, college basketball is good because they still play defense.
Yeah,
college basketball is fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what makes me sad about this whole thing? You guys are trashing the NBA, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, I can't wait to watch the NBA tomorrow. The fantasy stuff.
Here's the thing: when it comes to the NBA, I'm like the guy who goes out, orders a dozen chicken wings, or a 40 bucket of chicken wings, eats them all himself, swears on Monday he's never going to do it again, and then is back right at the same place the next Sunday night. But
okay, do you guys want it? So like, I'm just going to quickly mention this. The late window for broadcast this year for the NBA is atrocious because for NBC, I don't think it's this week because all the nightly talk shows are on break. So I know they do it because of the talk shows, but like for the NBC games on Tuesday nights, like if you're on the East Coast, you only get the 8:00 East Coast game, and you don't get the West Coast game after it. You have to watch it on Peacock because it's the whole thing with the late night shows and the local. It's stupid. I hate it. But like this is the one like pretty good week for Coast to Coast Tuesday because there's actually one good game on. There hasn't been. Tomorrow for Coast to Coast Tuesday. It's the funniest shit ever. So hang on. Well, let me find this really quick. Coast to Coast Tuesday. Tomorrow the first game is Nuggets Mavericks. Pretty great. I'm excited for that. The night game
tonight. I'm not.
Fair point. So it's not amazing. The night game, for some reason, is the Rockets. Pretty great. I love watching the Rockets. And they have
KD.
They have KD. They have Şengün. They have a great roster, top to bottom. They're great. So it's Rockets versus the 7-21 Los Angeles Clippers.
Oh, fantastic!
Why does that need to be on national TV?
Well, did that have anything to do with CP3 before his situation? Was that supposed to be like
No, because Scoop CP3 was playing like 10 minutes a game, if not less.
no? But wasn't the schedule before that?
Yeah, the schedule, but we all knew he wasn't going to play enough. He wasn't going to play enough for them anyway. So no, it has nothing to do with that.
But I'm just wondering if for like a retirement tour thing, I'm just wondering if that was part of that factor.
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. No. So who is going to watch the Clippers on national TV?
I would say Clippers fans, but
What, all 10 of them?
yeah, I was gonna say, is there enough of them?
Do you guys want to hear the Christmas schedule for the NBA? It's honestly not bad. So the games are as follows, all ESPN and ABC. Cavs, Knicks,
Okay.
pretty great. And by the way, they also have remember the Monsters Inc. game that I was excited about? Remember So like Disney has this thing where they have Mickey Mouse play basketball. It's called Deck the Halls.
I've seen that.
So it's like the Monsters Inc. broadcast, but it's Mickey Mouse, and it's Stitch is going to be a part of it this year, so that's going to be fun.
Hey,
yes, so Stitch is going to be a part of it, and that's on ESPN2. By
Stitch.
the way, so that's on ESPN2 for Cavs Knicks. By the way, as I did last year, I'm only going to watch 1 hour of this, like the first hour of the game, and then I'm going to go straight to the NFL. I don't care how bad the NFL is. I'm not going to watch half of these games.
Yeah, I will. I will probably watch part of Cavs Knicks just because I have a lot of annoying ass Knick fan friends, and also because my favorite player is still on the Cavs.
Who?
Jared Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. He hasn't a great year, I'll be honest, but it's fine.
Even though I'm hearing quite a bit that he'll probably get traded in the next month or two.
Come home.
Come
home.
No, but Scoop, I highly encourage. I would love your review on the Mickey Mouse version of the game on ESPN2. So watch that for a little bit. I would love your review of that. Okay, so Cavs, Knicks, Spurs, Thunder, pretty great. Although the Thunder are probably going to smack them. Although to be fair, the Spurs have been their kryptonite all year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The middle game, for some stupid reason, is Mavs Warriors. Who cares?
Why?
I feel like Andre Dawson in that commercial from 15 years ago. What year is it?
The number one game with the number one commentary team of Tim Legler and Mike Breen, and I forgot who, and I think and Richard Jefferson. There we go. They've been incredible this year. They've been incredible this year. Rockets, Lakers. And I want to mention that Luka's been out with a bone contusion this week. Mm-hmm. So that might not be that great. And then your final game
is still going to have LeBron versus KD.
Yeah, if they're both, or if LeBron actually plays, but
the senior citizen bowl.
And then Timberwolves Nuggets you're probably gonna watch a little bit of that after the Chiefs game. So honestly, a pretty good schedule. Like, honestly, all things considered, this is one of the better NBA schedules. The problem is they're going to get shackled by the NFL once again. Before we go on to the movie, do you guys want to do a special edition of Guess the Line and do the Christmas games?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Cowboys, Commanders in Washington.
Well, considering they shut down JD5 for the year.
And by the way, it's going to be Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he's got. I mean, isn't Phillip Rivers like a teenager compared to him?
No.
Both those guys, they're old enough to, hey, were they?
We said Phillip Rivers was on Social Security by that standard. I think Josh Johnson's on Mount Rushmore. And I don't mean the football Mount Rushmore. I mean the actual Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, just because it's a division game and both teams are out of it. And I mean, listen, regardless of quarterback, Dallas is going to win that game, but
Yeah. By the way, this is the first game on Netflix. I'll make sure to say the broadcast who's broadcasting it.
It's two crappy teams. The only difference really is quarterback and coaching. And
I mean, those are two major differences, though.
yeah, but I'm saying like both defense is terrible. Both run games not great. Both, Dallas has a big advantage in terms of receiving core. I'm gonna say, but with Josh Johnson playing, I think that does knock the lineup a lot.
And again, it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed. I'm just saying the likely starter for these situations.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it would be him. So I'll say Cowboys minus. I'll go a little bit high because if it is Josh Johnson, I think that's what they're banking on, and it should be a little bit higher. Not high, but higher. Like this would have been a pick'em to me if Mariota started. But because it's Josh Johnson, I'll say Cowboys minus. Oh, 4.5.
Okay, Scoop.
That's about where I was going to put it. I'll go with Dallas -5.
Dallas minus 6.5.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what it opened as because obviously what happened with the injuries precedes itself. The next game on Netflix, Lions-Vikings. Looks like the Vikings might start Max Brosner again.
Ew,
Maybe.
Where's this game again?
Minnesota. And the one thing you should be excited about this whole Christmas slate, Snoop Dogg is doing the halftime performance of this game.
So by default we know what the pot cookies game of the week is going to be.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's an even worse matchup. Lions Vikings even worse, especially if that's going to be the kids starting.
So that's the second game on Netflix.
So I'm going to say, listen, even though the Lions season is almost over too with the Vikings, I'm going to say Lions, but still that kid had a real bad game when he went the one game he played.
He played a bit yesterday too, and it was awful.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that should be higher than the Dallas line. So if Dallas is 6.5, I'm going to say Lions. I'm going to say Lions minus. I'll say Lions minus 7.5.
I'll say Lions minus. I'll go flat 7.
Lions minus 6.
What?
That's inside the.
I'm confused.
Someone got a little. I think somebody in Vegas got a little stuck in the white powder, and I don't mean the snow.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. There's no way.
Broncos, Chiefs, and however you say this guy's last name. The Chiefs are starting a Ludukun, their QB3 from South Dakota State. Who, by the way, I want to say something about him. He won 2 Super Bowls before even taking an NFL snap in a regular season game, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, where else? Because I know he was with KC, but where else?
He was with Pittsburgh first, but he won 2 Super Bowls with Kansas City.
Oh, both of them with KC? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, yep. Because he's been with KC for a long time.
So
that's respect.
Is that an Arrowhead?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the Broncos versus the Ludukun.
Yeah, but still that line, what the line should be is like that should be because the Chiefs have also not just have him out there. But
and this is and the nightcaps on Prime Video. That doesn't change. It's the Thursday night schedule anyway.
And the Chiefs literally shut down their entire roster for the year. By the way, so this game should be the biggest line of the year, but knowing Vegas because the Chiefs are involved, Vegas is going to give them some sort of respect, even though they deserve none at this point. Like that line should realistically be a college football line. That should be like 24.5. Like, but just because it's the Chiefs, I still think this should be a massive line. I'm going to say Broncos minus 16.5.
Scoop.
Let me think. That's more than I'm willing to give. For again, I do think, like you said, I think that they're going to give KC more than that. I just can't see them doing that. If the game were excuse me, if the game were in Denver, I think. But I'll go Denver minus. I'll go Denver minus 13.
Yeah.
Close. Denver minus 12.5.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Hell, if they even
I thought I was reeling it in tight with the 13.
Yeah.
I was, and the thing is, I was thinking 13 and a half, but because the Chiefs, like, I'm like, I'm not like, man, the Chiefs have shut down pretty much everybody for the year. I don't understand why that line's 12 and a half. The
I mean,
Chiefs are
Travis
shutting down.
Kelsey's still going to play, so.
He's the only
Oh
one.
yeah, the number one Pro Bowler.
He's
Yeah.
the only one. Like,
I know it's extremely early, so obviously I'm going to skip the Sunday and Monday games, but let's do the Saturday games just for kicks. Texans at
Just for
Chargers.
kicks. Nobody can make kicks in this league.
True. Texans at Chargers. NFL Network is your first game on Saturday.
that could be that. That sounds like a good game. Well, defensively, that's the best defensive matchup we've had all season. Actually,
Both those
Yeah.
teams are double-digit wins, aren't they?
Yeah. 10 and 5, 11 and 4, respectively.
Both of them are double-digit wins, and both of them have like a top 5 defense in the NFL this year.
Actually, not Brandon. Which one? Robert. Do you have the
Which one?
Do you have the
Why do you keep doing this to me? Like the other one, this one. Who is
That
this?
one.
Like, that one, this one. God
Yeah.
damn it.
You know I'm terrible, bro. I forgot Paul McCartney's name. Clearly it's
No,
not.
I again, I'm not offended. I just think it's funny.
No, I know. But that was my question. Do you also have the over under there?
Do I? I do have the over under there. If you guys want to guess it,
I'm willing to bet that's got to be like 24.
do you guys want to guess the over under first? And I tell you.
I don't care if you want to guess the over under, then go ahead.
Yeah. Brandon, guess it really quick. I just found something really stupid.
The Texans can't score, but neither can the Chargers, and both defenses are top 5. I'll go. I'll say like 37.
Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna tell you kind of what are the lowest over unders of the week really quick because I just quickly looked at them before I give you guys that one.
All right.
So Steelers Browns is at 33.5 right now.
Okay, so it's not going to be 24 like I said.
Yeah, Saints Titans is at 39.
Okay.
Ew.
Is that the main one? Yeah. And then Broncos Chiefs is at 36.5. Ravens Packers is at 40.5. Chargers Texans is at 39.5. The Broncos. Hold on. The Broncos Chiefs game has a lower over under at 36.5.
Yeah, it should. Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised by that.
I'm a little bit surprised by that. All right, give me.
Not
Texans,
because I think those
Chargers.
offenses are not because I think those offenses are good, but just because I think the defenses in the other one are so good.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so guess the line here.
Well, it's in LA, right?
Yep.
So Chargers get 3 points off the bat. So, and the thing is, the Texans don't have a defense. I'm gonna say Chargers minus 5.5.
Scoop.
Excuse me. What was this? The line for the Chargers game?
Chargers Texans, yeah.
Yep.
Ba-dum-dum-dum. And what did you say, Brandon?
I said Chargers minus 5.5 because they get the 3 points plus. I just think that's gonna be that's a close game because of the defenses. So
But we don't we always say the Chargers have no home field advantage?
yeah,
That is true, but they still give them 3. It's
but they give them 3 anyway.
I wouldn't. I'd say closer to like the Chargers minus 2.
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
Okay. Chargers minus 2.5.
Oh, Jesus.
I damn near said that.
All right. The Peacock exclusive on Saturday night.
So nobody's
Ravens
watching it.
Ravens versus Packers in Green Bay.
First of all, can I just say something?
Yes.
Christmas weekend, Christmas to New Year's weekend, Saturday night, Peacock exclusive. Do you want absolutely freaking nobody to watch this game?
It is true. But yeah, the Peacock holiday exclusive is Ravens at
I
Packers.
still have my Peacock for the rest of the month, so I can actually technically watch it before it's canceled. So, boy, it's in what? It's in Lambeau.
It's at Lambeau, yeah.
And given how bad the Ravens are, is Jordan Love and or Lamar Jackson playing?
Have no idea. It's too early to tell.
Oh my God.
And also, I'm pretty sure Malik Willis is also questionable.
Yes, he is. With a knee.
Yes. I mean, it is in Lambeau though.
That's why this line is kind of hard. It's kind of early. This is the one where it feels really early because we don't know the statuses.
I'm gonna say. I mean, that Packers secondary is not good, and the Ravens defense is not good as a whole. Just because it's in Lambeau, it's got to be Packers minus something, but I don't know what the hell it would be. Packers minus. I'll say Packers minus 3.5.
Okay, Scoop.
I'm struggling to look past the fact that that the Packers have not one but two questionable quarterbacks. To say nothing of the fact that literally every other good player I can think of is either IR or questionable on that team.
Or out for the season.
I'm still picking the Packers to favorite, but I'm picking them damn close.
Yeah.
I'll go Packers minus 2. Will you come back, Rob?
Did Scoop's internet die out?
No, yours did.
Yours did.
Oh, mine did? Are we good?
Yeah, you went black.
Oh, Jesus. All right, continue, Scoop.
No, he said.
I did talk. I said minus 2.
Minus 2. Okay. Packers minus 2.5.
That's twice now. He's guessed minus 2, and it's been off by a half.
That's it. I always used to guess halves, and I have been going against that tonight. I'm done doing that.
Yeah, I don't guess holes because holes only pop up maybe like a couple times a year. So
I'm just gonna quickly tell you guys, Eagles Bills is right now Bills minus 1.5.
With the Bills having no defense.
I'm betting Philly to cover on that. Also, I don't know if I told you all this. I'm going to that game.
I'm very excited to hear your thought process on that game.
I'm going to Bills Eagles this week. So
nice. Enjoy the snow.
Yell enough for the both of us, please.
Oh my gosh, I'm my throat better not work on Monday.
Because here's the thing: the 2 seed for us is still in play. If we win out and the Bears win out, which is totally possible, we take the 2 seed.
Oh, so. I know. And it's weird because depending on what I read this weekend, it made it sound like 1 was still in play, but I don't think that's the case.
It's like 4 or 5 things have to happen, plus we have to win out. It's not happening.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where it's like it is, but however minute.
Yeah. 2 seed is still very possible.
Am I still good? Did the internet break? Right. Am I good?
No, you've been smooth sailing.
Okay. All right, let's do Stranger Than Fiction. Here was Shane's movie review.
Okay.
Give me the cliff notes as he's getting prepared to go to Hawaii.
Lucky bastard.
Wait till he comes on the show while he's on the beach, Scoop.
I'll be so pissed. I mean, I am going to Cooperstown in the football game, so I'm not that pissed. But
All right, here we go. Shane's review. The premise is simple but clever. The idea of a man who hears a narrator controlling his life is genius but easy to follow. This is Will Ferrell's best performance, in my opinion. His quiet awkwardness keeps the film grounded and makes Harold Crick, his character, lovable. He's boosted by a terrific supporting cast that's energetic, charming, and playful. Interesting themes with things like free will versus determinism, the value of a quote-unquote ordinary life, the message to live fully even if the ending is unknown, lands softly but is powerful. I like the tone. It successfully mixes romance, comedy, physiology, and drama. Feels gentle but very human. Great motifs as well as the wristwatch and the moral choice to rewrite the ending sticks out to me. Only cons are that this film intentionally avoids big emotional swings. With a concept like this, I really wish they've taken more chances at big emotional moments. The humor is dry, situational, and subtle, not laugh out loud funny, so the comedy bits don't land so well on second viewings. Mm-hmm. The middle act can also feel disjointed, like they're trying to figure out what the tone is. Overall, I think this was a good movie that was almost great, B+. Scoop, go ahead with your thoughts.
Oh, I have to follow the filmonology major. This is gonna. You might as well.
Psychology, physiology. Well, I think he said philio. I always mess it up.
No, no, film something or other because he's like.
Oh, the filmmaker. Yeah,
like that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, holy crap! I mean, talk about going from Noah Webster to the sign language gorilla. But but anyway, first and foremost, I will say, as you guys know, I'm not a fan of Will Ferrell. So when I first heard that this was a Will Ferrell film, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna not like this." But I will say,
and then I texted you. I was like, "Dude, this is not one of his normal roles."
Give this one a chance.
Yeah. Well, I was always going to give it a chance just for the sake of the show.
Oh yeah.
But I will say, there's something very compelling when the first scene that I see is a guy trying to line up his elements of his morning routine that orderly and that mathematically and analytically. So I will say that automatically caught my attention. And I remember making a joke about that. It was either maybe both of y'all, but at least one of y'all. And
I think you put it in the chat. Yeah.
You put the brushing teeth thing.
Yeah.
That's what it was. The brushing teeth thing, like brushing his teeth 98 times, whatever the hell it was. Yeah. But I
think it was like 72, but whatever. Who cares?
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't know. It's 1:30 in the morning. But I will say, when I was watching that, the narrator thing threw me off for a second because I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Like you see movies, right, where that narrator kind of sets the scene.
Yeah.
Or like, because like they do that in books too, where like there's like a narrator that'll like set the scene in the beginning and then it'll go into the character dialogue. There was a British accent the whole damn film.
Yeah.
And I was so confused, and I was waiting for us to see the character, and then I kind of got it eventually, but it took me a little while to catch on to like that whole thing. And I will say,
and that's the thing. First time viewing of this movie, the first half is really intentionally confusing.
Yeah. Well, mission accomplished. But again, I liked the fact that this wasn't the stereotypical kind of like dad at the barbecue trying to entertain the 2 1.5-year-old kids type of humor that we normally get from Will Ferrell. That more makes me cringe than laugh. And you guys know that I have to rewatch the latter part of the film. But I think it was like the first like hour and 25, Harold, and when he went to the person for the first time to like talk about the narrative, and they talked about omniscient narrative and all of that. I found it quite interesting because I also like I enjoy like the writing process to begin with and the whole like sort of different persons, for lack of a better word, first, third, first omniscient, first or third
Yeah,
omniscient, third. I forget the other one.
yeah,
So that was kind of cool. That's not really something I feel like you really get in a movie usually. So to kind of feel like it kind of almost they have that phrase where it's like broke the fourth wall or whatever it is.
yeah,
But it kind of almost felt like a version of that, but not at the same time, which I thought was kind of an interesting dynamic. Um, and again, I don't have nearly the eloquent and very buttoned up review that Shane did, but between that and seeing Queen Latifah in here was very unexpected.
yeah. I had to ask you guys. I was like, wait, I forgot. That's Queen Latifah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I hadn't seen her since she hosted the People's Choice Awards like 15 years ago. So it took me a second to remember what she. I don't know what that was about.
She was a Jersey legend.
Oh yes. So it took me a second because I recognized her voice. I didn't recognize her appearance.
She's
But
very young in this movie. Very young.
yeah, well, this movie came out in when 06?
What's that? Well, she was known by this point. She was well known by this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew who. I only found out who she was when I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah, the same with me actually.
But anyway, and then Dustin Hoffman was also.
Yeah.
So like, as time went on, I noticed that some of these weren't like were more well known actors than I realized. But I don't know. I got a sense of with the wristwatch and once they did get to the hospital part, I haven't seen the very last part after that.
The very last part is basically she rewrites the book, and they're like, and the other guy who helped Harold is like,
yeah,
it's like it's not the greatest piece of literature you've ever read, but it's okay, and she's like, I'm okay with okay, basically. And then she kind of she says the conclusion, which is about like life and embracing life and things of that nature. That was basically the ending. Anyway,
got it. Okay, thank you for that. But again, I liked the manner in which it was brought through, and I think also it kind of was nice to see because not necessarily the typecast. I don't think that's the right word, but we get so used to seeing certain actors play certain roles or be in certain positions that I thought it was cool to kind of see a little bit of a different side from Will Ferrell and see something that definitely had more of a academic, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's the right word. I think that's exactly the right word. Yeah.
And so I actually really like this, and obviously, like I said, I'll get through, and I'll probably this definitely I would say next to the one that we did, the pianist, I think definitely has the most rewatch value to me thus far. This is probably right up there with that one as my two that I am most likely to keep rewatching. I really liked it. I was surprised by that. But again, like I said, I loved the beginning of it because it not a lot of like there are movies that make you think for plot reasons, but this kind of made you think from almost a scientific standpoint at times as well.
Yeah, scientific, academic, literature, all these different pieces. Absolutely. Yeah. So what's your rating, Scoop?
Yeah, and again, I'll give the same preface that I always do, which is that I don't remember my ratings from week to week. So if I'm
neither do we,
but 8 out of 10.
I think that's perfect. Yeah.
I really liked this film much more than I, and not just because of the character or not because of the actor, but I had done like I always do this. I kind of do like a little bit of like like I do when I'm going into any movie. I do a little bit of like the synopsis or look at that and just kind of get a sense of like, okay, what am I headed in for? And I was like, oh, am I gonna? Does this like really grab my attention right away? Like something like the crap. Now I can't even think of the name that I was trying to think of. But does it really grab my attention the way like maybe like a typical like war movie or history movie might? But again, I'm glad that I got the chance to watch this, and I'm glad that whoever recommended it did because this was
It's Shane recommending up till next week because next week we're doing Bad Santa. So, and then he recommends one more. So, yeah,
okay.
it's Shane recommending all of these.
These were all Shane?
I was the Bad Santa guy.
Yeah, Brandon wanted Bad Santa, but Shane does all the movies other than like our holiday pick, and then when we get to the playoffs, we make our picks.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I thought that these were like different ones, like at different times.
No. This is all Shane because he's the filmmaker here, so I trust him to make the decisions.
Got it. Well, shout out to you, Shane. This was probably my favorite pick thus far.
Yeah, of the ones you've seen, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep talking over anybody else. I've said pretty much everything that was going to be said.
Yeah, no, I think you surmised it pretty well. Brandon, go ahead.
So, the one thing that I like and I'm glad that Scoop brought up because it was going to be part of my point is this movie is to Will Ferrell what Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was to Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
so
I agree with that. Yep.
So because Jim Carrey before that movie had been known just here's the funny guy. Like he had done some drama roles, but it was still mostly like comedy drama.
Right? Yeah.
But like
a dramedy.
Yeah, basically a dramedy. Like
I thought that was wasn't that a relative of a camel?
A dramedy is a drama and a comedy mixed together. Anyway.
Yeah.
I thought that was a relative of a camel.
No.
I can look it up, but not right now. But like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is very much. There's no comedy in that. Like that's very serious, and Will Ferrell basically plays his character as serious as he can, and it turns out being a success. Like not really, it not so much box office wise. It didn't make a lot of money, and that's kind of why I guess I never heard of it before, even though I love Will Ferrell. But it's like. One thing I think I've noticed in this movie, and actually I just noticed it as Scoop was talking about it, because I was thinking back through all the scenes involving the characters. Did you notice that for at least 90% of this movie, it is like the characters in every scene are the exact opposite of each other when they interact?
Yeah.
Where Queen Latifah and Emma Thompson, one of them strong, hard-headed, stubborn to a fault, but tough.
Heavy smoker. Yeah.
Like but like tough, black woman publicist. Then you have.
I'm talking about Emma Thompson character.
Yeah. But Queen Latifah is like the strong, tough, stubborn, always gets her way, black woman publicist. Whereas Emma Thompson's character, white British woman, struggling writer, indecisive about everything, questions everything. So, two polar opposites there. Then you get Will Ferrell and Maggie Gyllenhaal. IRS agent, very by the book, very analytical, very, very, everything has to be done this way, and this way. Her character, free spirit, rebel without a cause, completely different attitude towards life as him. And hell, even politically, they disagree. She has very radical political views. He does not. And you see that when they clash. Then you get to the scenes with him and his best friend at work, him and his friend Dave. Now they seem like they're similar; they're both nerdy, but one of them has bigger goals and aspirations and thinks about life a little bit more deeply, which is his buddy, about the whole space camp conversation that they have, and kind of that stuff. So
at the end, Will Ferrell gives him an adult booklet from the space camp. Which I love.
Yeah. So you can see a difference there. That now they're kind of similar, but then you also look at the differences at the very end when the author, Emma Thompson's character, and Dustin Hoffman's professor meet. Now both of them love English, love books, whatnot, but Dustin Hoffman, his character is very different than hers. Very different. So, hell, even the scene where the wrecking ball destroys his apartment, the crane, I should say, and think about
It
it this
was
way,
basically a wrecking ball, but yeah.
and think about it this way. Even that interaction is different. One of those guys is a construction worker, blue collar. He is a white collar IRS agent. So the characters in every scene are basically the exact opposite. They're mirrored. They're like exact opposite. They're mirrored, basically.
Yeah.
So it's when you think about that, it makes the movie even more genius because every character that interacts in this movie with each other is very, very different compared to each other. So I thought that was cool. And I just thought about that as I was thinking about all the different scenes in the movie. So that now realizing that now I'm like, wow, this is even more brilliant than I thought it was. And I watched it for the first time today, but I was just thinking I had all day to think about it because I finished this movie in the early this afternoon or early this morning, I should say.
It's funny. We all kind of watched it at the same time because I woke up early to watch
yeah,
it.
you finished it like 15 minutes before I did. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was like, yeah. And we weren't even watching it together. I was just watching it on my own. It's just funny that we
Same.
synced up like that.
Yeah.
But like, so it's that's I found that interesting. I just thought about that now and I found that interesting. But it's and then and then it's oh hell I forgot to even mention the HR guy, the guy that's all kind of crazy, like the kumbaya dude in the office in the cubicle. Uh, you know, basically tree hugger ish. Um, Even he's different to Will Ferrell's character. But it's definitely it's a movie where at first I didn't get it. Like and what's funny is when you hear the narration in the beginning, you're like, oh, it starts off like a normal movie. But then Will Ferrell cuts through it by saying hello. Like who said that? You know? Like I'm like okay. I'm like I knew like we knew it was gonna happen because I saw this like the I saw the 2 sentence synopsis about the movie like that that everybody sees when you click on a movie whatever. But I was like so obviously I know what is gonna happen here. But I'm like just to hear him actually do that. I was like okay. It's like it's jarring at first because it doesn't happen like that. You don't kind of like it's not really breaking the fourth wall. It's not breaking the fourth wall, but it's like you know what I mean. It's surreal. But so you just don't expect it, even though you kind of know. It's like you don't expect it still. Um, I I like this does show Will Ferrell's range. It does, and like he doesn't have the greatest range in the world, but he has enough range to pull this off. And that's really important. Is that you like if you want to be taken seriously as an actor and this is also why a lot of comedians who do a lot of good movies in a row but they kind of start getting typecast, they want to keep getting more roles so and they want to also show their chops so they'll take on roles like this. Now a lot of them fail and very few succeed, but Jim Carrey succeeds at it because Jim Carrey can do dramas and can do comedies and can do anything in the middle. And Will Ferrell proved with this he can do that too. He doesn't do a lot of it, but he can do it. Not like Jim Carrey does, but he can do it too. And I just think that with a movie like this, I mean, the biggest takeaway, and I told you, Rob, the biggest takeaway I had from this, and it's a cliche quote, but this is basically saying that at the end of the day, like, well, there's a lot of themes in this movie too, but too many to go into, so I won't do that because we'll be here all night. But if there's one thing this movie taught me, not taught me, but one thing that I guess everybody should know, and it's cheesy, but it makes sense. You're the author of your own life.
Of your own story. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of your own story. So it's, and of course, the narrator actually eventually figures that out, and then so does Will Ferrell. So it's really cool that we can kind of realize that, and the way it juggles the idea of life and death are very cool because it's because they're obviously two sides of the same coin of what it means to be human, life and death.
Right.
And it's just they when they hit you with like very like downtrodden scenes, like very kind of depressing scenes in this movie, and it kind of hinting towards the inevitable doom in the end and all this stuff, you really feel it. And then you also feel it when these characters feel more alive by the end of the movie, when they feel like there's much more to life than just what they've been doing this whole time. And so it's really cool just to have a movie that kind of tackles that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like Scoop, I'm not gonna give this like a 9 because it's not that. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be like Scoop. I'm gonna say 8 out of 10. That's what I thought before he gave his rating, but I think 8 out of 10 is good. So I'm thinking 8 out of 10 too. I like this movie a lot. I would go back and watch it again. I like it.
Yeah, I think it takes a couple watches. We watched this in Miss Kat's class in high school. Shout out to her. And she made us watch this. I'm trying to remember what the reasoning was. And I have to ask Shane because he probably knows better than I. But I think it was a lot to do with plot and like just how the story was done. It's a lot different than your normal movie. But it was funny. I put a quote in the chat, which I will play, like a Marvel quote. And Scoop was like, "What the fuck?" And I didn't mean to offend you, Scoop, but I was like, Brandon and Shane will know what I'm talking about, and you will eventually know what I'm talking about too, because we're gonna do your podcast where we do a lot of these movies. But
Yeah, let me know when y'all want to start that. By the way,
oh yeah, we're gonna do it after the season. We're gonna do it like during we're gonna start it when we're on our break, I think, or like around, but like right after the season. So I do want to play this, and I'll explain why. This line from No Way Home, from Spider-Man No Way Home, stuck with me while watching this. So I think this is the full line. So I'll play it, but if it will go through, but I'll play it really quick just because I think it matters for what I'm trying to say here. Let me see. So this is all this stuff. Let me see if I can get the part.
It's their fate. Strange have a heart. In the grand calculus of the multiverse, their sacrifice means infinitely more than their lives. I'm sorry, kid.
So basically, the point of the grand calculus means the grand calculus of the multiverse means infinitely more than their lives. I'm not going to get into multiverse theory here, but what I'm going to get into is it makes me think about in the grand calculus of our universe, of our world, what impact do we as individuals have on the world, and what's our role, what's our role on this planet, and then when we pass away, what do we kind of leave behind, kind of thing. Because for me, what it was is like this idea, as someone who's dealt with suicide in the past and things, you're always grappling, even like when you deal with suicidal ideation, and even when you're a lot better from it, you still think about it from time to time. It's like, okay, what's the meaning of life? What impact can I have on people? How can I leave this world a better place, kind of thing. And so it always, this movie always makes me ponder those questions, but it also makes me ponder the question of, okay, what if I was given like 3 months to live? What would I do at that time? What impact would I make with that time, kind of thing? So it's very somber and morbid, but it's also just a reminder of kind of to make the most of every day. Well, not to know that you're going to die the next day. That's not the point I'm trying to make. What I'm trying to make is like every day you can make some sort of positive impact. And that's kind of what Will Ferrell was trying to do with the girlfriend character, with whoever he was meeting. Like he was trying to make a positive impact without knowing it. And I think that also made him understand, if that ended up happening as it was planning to until the end, like in the grand calculus of the universe, of the world, me dying makes this book successful. This book that will probably go on for generations and generations. So he kind of he reads the story and then he accepts this idea. And obviously, it didn't end up happening. That's great for the story, and obviously, human lives matter more than a book. Obviously, that's also part of it too. But I also found it really appealing that he kind of accepts the fate because he knows he'll be remembered for this story, kind of thing. It's like this understanding of, okay, my sacrifice will mean something at the end because of its literature, kind of thing. even though it didn't end up happening.
Not,
So it does
not
make me think.
even just that, but by that point, when he tells her in the movie that she should go through with finishing the book, it's also by that point that he knows he's already touched these people, like their lives that he's interacted
Right.
with too. So like he already knows
Exactly.
he already knows he's made a positive impact too.
Exactly.
So
So like that really kind of appealed to me. And that was kind of the biggest thing that always sits with me. But it is a reminder of, hey, what impact can you make? And sometimes you don't even feel the impact that you make, but you do make it. So I found that really special. And yeah, the first time I watched this movie, I was really confused the whole flipping time until the second half. And it's intentional and it's done really well. And then like the camera work is great. Like on the bus scenes are really cool. Like you see the bus moving, how like buses move with whatever, this.
that was a good part of the comedy too, is having him read the whole thing on the bus as the bus is literally going through
going to the bus
getting
bay.
washed. It's getting a wash, going back to the depot, and he's still on the bus.
And I love the scene because this always freaks me out when I'm on a bus. Whatever that thing is that kind of collapses and pulls when it's turning, whatever that thing is called.
Yeah.
I always get freaked out by that, but he's sitting right by it, and they have a camera angle where you kind of see. And the collapses and pulls to me is kind of a metaphor of how he's trying to act at that moment where he's like, am I doing the right thing? Talking to this person that I really like.
He's fighting himself. It's back and forth. He's fighting himself. Yeah.
So it's a great dichotomy there. But yeah, I think an 8 is the right rating. I'll sit with an 8. But I really love the message of this film. I think it's fantastic. It's easier the more you watch it because obviously you kind of know what's going to happen. And also, this is one of those movies that this is the one movie that I watched in all my schooling. I'm not joking. And I watched like Finding Nemo and all these other dumbass kids movies and all these weird. I watched Finding Dory and flipping Spanish in my Spanish class and all this.
Oh yeah, we did. I did stuff like that too. Yeah,
yeah. Like whatever. Just all these movies. The movie that has the most significance to me from my schooling is actually this movie. Because every time I think of school, I think of this movie, and obviously it goes a credit to that class because that class was amazing. Because like even though I'm not doing film, I love film partially because of that class, and obviously take a lot of that stuff here to what we do on the show and whatever. But also I because it was so bizarre and like the intention of why my teacher was playing it, I thought was, and again I don't remember the full reasoning, but I should ask Shane. But anyway, it always just sticks with me. This is one of those movies that I'll just randomly think about from time to time because of what it's trying to do. And it's hard for movies to kind of stick like that in anyone's mind, even ones like me who love the movie theater and go to movies all the time. This is one that will always stick with me for a very, very long time for those reasons that I previously mentioned. So 8 out of 10 for me. Anything else before we go?
We covered basically everything, didn't we? I think.
Pretty much. Scoop, anything else?
I don't think so. Just have have a wonderful, holiday season. I know that tonight was the last evening of Hanukkah, so for anybody who's watching who was observing that, I hope you had a very very meaningful celebration. We've got Christmas Eve tomorrow, Christmas Day the following day, and a heck of a lot of football in the days thereafter. So it's already been exciting, but it's about to get really exciting.
Yeah, we're are you guys as tired as I am? I'm beat after all that football the last few days.
I
need a tiny break.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I really need a break, quote unquote. I certainly could use one tonight because it's back-to-back shows at 2 a.m. But
sorry,
I'm just glad to relax on like the next 2 Thursdays because we won't have either shows the next 2 Thursdays.
Yeah, so,
this week, this Thursday, Christmas Eve is the last Thursday of the NFL season.
Yeah,
because week 18 they do Saturday, Sunday.
So just remind us, when is the next show going to be?
Sunday night.
It is Sunday. All right.
Yep, Sunday. Yep. Sunday night. So we'll take a pretty long break from the shows. Well, kind of normal at this time of year.
We got, but
And
yeah, but the thing is, I think this is the first time we're at. Well, maybe not the first time, probably about the second time. But every time we get to this point in the year, and we start counting down the weeks to the playoffs. It's A, it's fun, but B, it's also a good little mini break for us during this time of year too. And the thing is, I think that's also one thing we got to realize is that for anybody listening to, this is between this and New Year's and all that stuff and just the holiday season. Take time to be with your loved ones.
hell yeah.
Because it's important. Humans aren't meant to be alone, especially for the holidays. Um, you know, I can't imagine Christmas without my family. I can't imagine, not having, anything going on Christmas. I know one of my coworkers told me today that they're probably not going to do a whole lot for Christmas, and I kind of felt bad. I was like, that really stinks.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's true. Like we have a little bit of a break here. We're not going to be here on Christmas or what have you, and New Year's probably also. So
Yeah, New Year's our show. I think because it's the last week of the season. I think it's but no. It's the 29th of December is next Monday night. So it'll be the 29th.
So yeah,
that'll be the last time we'll reconvene before New Year's.
So I can at least I'll save my New Year's stuff for then, like any kind of resolutions and whatever I might have, because we still have Christmas to get to and any other any other holidays that just wrapped up.
And by the way, I'll appreciate you guys because we added an extra Thursday night to our schedule this year that we weren't supposed to last week, and good that we did that, but we also added in an extra show that we normally don't have.
I didn't know that because my first year here. So
yeah,
it's good. It's good. It's good to also just bring it because for the last 2 years, the three of us doing it, and occasionally we might have had a guest here or there, like once or twice a season. It might have been Adam or my friend Suresh or whoever it might have been, but to have a good, nice even number of us, to have 4 of us doing this, and everybody's, got, different ways of looking at things. We have an analytical side, we have the eye test guy, we've got the moderator, we've got the coach. Like, it's good to have 4 different kinds of guys to break down the same.
And I'll also say Adam is going to be he's probably coming for the award show because we need a 5th. And he's our big NFL draft guy, so he's going to be on for a lot of our NFL draft prep in the summertime, or in the off season. So
yeah, he'll be here.
We are gonna have a 5th for that too. So I think that's going to be amazing. So yeah, we have
for now. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everybody. Enjoy crappy football on Thursday. Enjoy better football over the weekend. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Very thankful for you both and Shane as well, and our whole crew. And then I'll see you guys on Sunday night.
Sounds great. Happy Merry Christmas, everybody, and have a great week, both sports wise and otherwise.
Yes.
Hell yeah! All right. Peace out, everybody.
Night.
See you, everybody.